Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last video, we looked into the list comprehension with a slightly complex condition. So we had this user-defined function valid email, and it is taking up an email, and we are checking here if email has this at the rate in the email or in .com, then we are returning the email. Otherwise, we are saying it is an invalid email. Then we had this user emails list, and then we were creating this we created this list comprehension where we are running over this list for email in user emails if we are checking this condition here, and then we are returning this email. So it wasn't there. Let's remove this one, and if we just run it, so we get these details. We have the correct email, and then if the email is not correct, we are saying invalid email as per this return. Now, what if I want to only return these emails? So what I can do is I can here first remove this invalid email and say false. Okay, and now here, if I run this, we get correct email, but instead of invalid email, we have this false here. So I do not want this false. I only want the correct emails. So here in the condition, I can call the same function valid email and pass email. So here, if you look at this function we created, in this one, we are saying return email if this condition is true. Okay. If at the rate and .com is in the email, return email, else false. So this would return either this or false. And here now we are checking if this is true. So this means if this is returning true, that means this part. So it will return only the email. Now if I run this, we only have two emails. So this is the correct one and this is the correct one. Then rest other emails are not correct. So this was a little enhancement on the last one. Now we'll move a little further. If you look at this, here we are using this valid email twice, here also, and this is also. This doesn't really look good. Okay, this is not a Pythonic way of doing things. So here we have something called Walrus operator. Walrus operator. Okay, so let's say if I have a variable, I call it X and I have 10 in it. And if I print it, the X, I get the value, right? We all know it. I have the 10 here. I'll just comment out this one. Okay, now suppose if I do something like this is the Walrus operator, something like this. If I do here, this is the what it says that it is a Walrus operator. Now if I do one thing, I'll just print this. Okay, so I'm now printing this X with this Walrus operator, and then I'm also printing X here. If I run this, so we have 210 here. So what does the Walrus does is it also returns a value, and then when you assign a value to this variable, whichever variable you are using with the Walrus, it will also store that value in that variable. So here this expression is returning 10, and also this 10 is being stored in the X variable, and that's why we are able to print X here. So it is giving us both the values. Okay, this is what it does. So this Walrus we can use here. Okay, so I'll remove this. You can read about the Walrus in the Python, and yeah. So now here I'll remove this. So here valid email is the function we created and we are using it, and it is returning us these two things. But we are using this valid email here and here also, and I do not want that. So what I can do is I'll copy this one, and here in the if condition, let's store this same thing, same expression in a variable. So we can call this correct email, and then we'll use the Walrus, and I can use this valid email function here. And here, instead of, you know, in our action giving us this function, we can simply use this correct email. So I can go here in the action, correct email. Okay. Now if I run this, I get only 2 correct emails. And we are not even using the function twice. So we are not even calling it twice. So what I'm doing is, this is our source for email and users. This is our action. And this is the condition. In the condition, we are using the Walrus, where we are storing this valid email, whatever this is returning, in a variable, and then we are returning that variable here in action. So this is one use of the Walrus operator with the list comprehension, and it could be useful, if we are doing something very complex and we have to call the same function multiple times. So that is what it is doing here. I hope it was useful. Thank you for watching.